What is going on?
All right. How's it going, friends?
Peace.
What are we here to do? We're here to talk about the end of the quarter book from the book club. Start with Why by Simon SINEK.
SINEK?
So I've been saying SINEK, but I watched one of his YouTubes and it's cynic, like a cynic.
Research.
It's like a cynic, but that's the total opposite of who he is.
Yeah.
So we're here to talk about the last parts of the book that we read, the final chapters. We usually have our book club like every 2 weeks or so. And we thought we'd finish our last book club with this book with you guys so that you can see how this goes, what kind of discussion we have, and maybe inspire you to read Start With Why, because it's worth the read. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Right?
Agreed.
Yeah. So
we're doing first impression?
Yeah. Overall first impression.
So I think first impression or overall impression for me, it was very encouraging and motivating, I think. It definitely gave some insight in terms of how to start a business or even business ideas in terms of, well, starting with why. Kind of giving you that basis, that baseline of where to go from when you do have that idea that could possibly change the world, right? Or just a regular business idea. And so it was encouraging to me that I think we were on the right path before we read this book and looking back on how we started our company. But then to go into some of the details that he talked about, and that further encouraged me to, I guess, to define some of the things that we have done up to this point, and what's the future standings and how we go about the next few steps of our company. So I was pleasantly surprised, with business books or management books, even self-help books, it can be hit or miss. But this was a really good and easy read.
Yes.
Informative, of course, and am I rated too?
Not yet.
Okay.
So far so good.
That's it.
Between the two of us, Jay is the long-winded one, but it's okay. This is why I love him, because he knows how to express himself. Anyway, so I'm going to give the consolidated version. I agree 100% with you. I think that it's definitely a book that helped reinforce what we're already doing. But overall, I feel like it's a book. I said this in our not the last video, but the first video that we shot, that this is a book for anybody and everybody. Like, you can pick this up, and no matter what part of your life you're in, you're going to get some insight from this that's going to help you understand why you do the things that you do, and even more so help you push you in the direction of the things that you more are like, right? Like, what is your purpose? Why are you doing what you're doing? This will give you the motivation to understand, to focus on the things that you really enjoy and that you feel you have purpose in, and kind of put the other things aside. So that is my overall first impression.
Cool.
Ratings. 1 to 5 stars.
Go ahead.
I'll go ahead. I give it 4.5 stars. That's a big
4.5.
4.5 stars. It was good.
Stars? Okay.
Listen, I give half stars. You can get a half star, meaning you're not even 1 star. But this is 4.5 stars. This is a good book.
I got you. Okay, I'm with that. I can go along with that. I went back and forth with this. I didn't think that long about this really, but I would say 5 stars.
Whoa.
Okay. Now listen, 5 stars. I'm running it up a little bit, but 5 stars. It had a lot of great information that works for our business and our home life.
Yeah.
So that was probably 4 stars,
Yeah.
or 4.25, or 4.5 stars.
Yeah.
Who knows? That extra star was in the middle of reading this book, birthed this YouTube channel.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So yeah, it encourages encouraged us to inform you all or share with you all what we're doing but specifically why we're doing what we're doing.
Exactly. I like that.
And so, yeah, without this book, there is no YouTube channel.
There's no YouTube channel for us without this book. That's awesome. I like that.
5 stars.
So between the two of us, we have 4.75 stars. Hey, that's pretty good. So again, we're not getting paid by Simon SINEK.
Sinek.
There we go. We're not getting paid from him to promote this. I know. But we do recommend it. You know why? Because we care about y'all, right? We want y'all to be able to do whatever it is that you want to do. So grab this book. Matter of fact, if you want our copies, we'll mail them to you. Whoever's first in the comments. We have 2 copies that we have not written in. We put sticky notes, so we do take notes. But if you want... Oh, you wrote in it?
I mean...
Well, he takes good notes, so maybe it will be helpful to you. But if you want our copies, we will send them to you for free. You don't have to pay for them or anything. We'll pay for shipping, and it's on us.
How about that?
All right? I didn't even consult with my partner here about that, but I feel like we're so in tune with one another that we're willing to do this.
So normally with our book clubs, I think we break it down into 2 or 3 chapters, and after the 2 weeks, we'll sit down and have a little wind down and talk about the passages.
Today,
we got tea. We talk about the passages that we just read about, and just go over them, what touched us, what really we felt that was important, and talk about it. Talk about it, how it is in the book, and then it tends to lead into other discussions or specific discussions about our business, which has been helpful as well. But this rendition will be the end of our book. So I think the last we skipped a few book clubs, so this is like the last 2 or 3 together. So we'll wrap all that up, and that's it.
And then we'll tell you what's up next. So usually because of my background in teaching and studying and all kinds of stuff, I always take notes. My man here,
written, typed out notes.
Yes, he often is the tab kind of guy, which is perfect. Whatever works for you, but I do like to take notes. This is me every time. So we're gonna do it how we always do it. So just a few points that I have. We can go back and forth, but in chapter 8, he says, when a why is clear, those who share that belief will be drawn to it and maybe want to take part in bringing it to life. And I felt like that resonated with us so well, because I think our why is becoming even more clear as we move forward. And we're starting to see some of our friends, family members are like wanting to support us in our dream, because we are about health, we are about wellness, we are about making sure that your mental health is on par with your physical health, and that is our main focus. And now that people are understanding that this is all we really want, if we could do this for free, we would do this for free.
So we normally don't go over what we already have tabbed out or what our notes are, but it often finds its way to this, that what she brings up, I have another part that ties into it, and vice versa. So I'm gonna read my first tab. I normally read like passages that stood out. And so on 137, if you have your book, read it on.
Yes.
So we're at the bottom of 137. It says, sitting at the top of the system, representing the why, is a leader. In the case of a company, that's usually the CEO, or at least we hope it is. The next level down, the how level, typically includes the senior executives who are inspired by the leader's vision and know how to bring it to life. And so we, with this company, and with a lot of companies, we hear the titles of senior executives, the CEOs, CFOs, COOs, all these different names. But I really wasn't as clear on what those different levels of leadership were and how they functioned. But this made it pretty clear to me, the CEO is that visionary, right? They have this why in mind. They're trying to, whether it's to change the world or just have a small cause in mind, they're focused on that specific thing. The people underneath him, so those senior level executives, I keep saying him, the people underneath them, the senior level executives are the people that help this CEO bring that vision to life. They're the how people, right? So the CEO has the vision. Everyone else has how can we make this vision a reality. And what turns out, and I think it may mention to this earlier in this chapter, that a lot of us in our jobs are how people. We know how to get the job done. We know whatever, or we learn whatever the protocol is in terms of getting things done, and we end up being very good at that. But we definitely need why people, but we also need how people. So they go tandem, hand to hand. That make good companies great companies. So that's just what we're trying to be, and I think in hearing or seeing this, we've kind of seen the dynamic between us. I think it's safe to say maybe I'm the why person.
I think you are the why person, but
I'm the dreamer, right?
He's the dreamer, but I feel like we both understand our why collectively.
No question.
So he'll have ideas, and I hate saying executioner, but I know how to execute. I know how to get things done. So he might have an idea, and I'm like, okay, we'll do this, this, and this, and get it done. However, but I think we're both why people when it comes to our overall business in terms of why we're doing what we're doing, for whom we're doing it.
So one thing she said real quick, we do both share the why, but it's very important for those senior level executives, the how people, to share that same why as well.
Yes. So that's reiterated over and over in the book. When you hire people, you have to make sure that they share your same why. And if they're not understanding what your why is, that's on you. You have to make that clear, right? And if you can see that they're invested in that why, then you're more likely to have a strong staff, a strong company, because everybody is on board with that vision.
Sure.
So to go along that same route, my next point is on page 157. As the organization grows, the leader becomes physically removed further and further from what the company does, and even farther away from the outside market, right? So we have to make that clear that as a leader, you're there to inspire, and then everyone else is actually getting the job done, right? And I think as a health and wellness company, we're here to inspire you guys to eat the right things, right? So you can, if you never buy our juice, that's fine with us, but as long as you're making, the steps toward eating healthier and getting physical exercise, going to see a therapist if you need one, all of us need one if we're being honest, those are the things that we're trying to encourage. We're happy if, business shuts down, but everybody's good. And we're like, okay, look at that. We made an impact just by showing that this is really important. And this is what's going to make sure that we live healthy lives for as long as we're here on this planet, right?
Well, I had the school bus test tag, so go ahead and
so the school bus test is basically, if your CEO, your leader, gets hit by a school bus, can the company still function on its own? Can it still run? And I think some of the best leaders that I've come across have said this to me. If something happens to me, or if I'm out for months at a time, I know that this organization can still run because we know what we stand for. We know what we're doing. And I think with us, when we get to the point where we're actually hiring a number of people, we would love to be in a position to say we can take our hands off the wheel because we know that this is going to function well. We know that it's going to run smoothly because everybody who's on board with us understands the why, understands how to get things done, and we don't have much else to say about that, right? We're just there to inspire the production of whatever we've put in place, which is hopefully...
That goes back to what you said about hiring, right? You want to hire those people that do share that same vision, so that it makes sense, or that they buy in to what that vision is. So in the event that her or I do get hit by that school bus, that next person down the line knows what the vision is, knows how to execute it, and that vision never dies.
Exactly.
Because and it says it here in this book, and we all know this, these physical bodies will go on. It will pass on.
It's destined to happen.
But what we hope and what we plan for our company and the vision that we have started is it doesn't stop with these two. And so knowing that past, it then created our why, and it focused us on we want a better life, we want a better health and wellness, and want that in a way that we're not depending on pills and doctors that don't necessarily have our best interests in mind and heart. And so that's all this passage was talking about. Let's look back first to kind of understand what the direction is moving forward, opposed to starting at this far off ending point and working backwards. So that was my only last little piece.
Nice.
Of the book.
So my last point goes back to leadership, and so I'll do this quick quote. All leaders must have two things. They must have a vision of the world that does not exist, and they must have the ability to communicate it, right? But I felt like it stood out to me. When you see this, you're like, man, yeah, those are the people that I look up to. Those are the people who I follow, because they see something we don't see, and they're able to articulate how to do the thing to get the thing done. You know?
I can dig it.
So yeah, Simon SINEK, Start With Why. Again, we are giving away our copies for free. If you
tabs included.
Yeah.
Look at the notes. Look at these.
If you want our books, we will ship them to you for free. Contact us via email at thejuiceboxcbd@gmail.com, and we will get these to you. Whoever's first, depending on who hits us up, you get the first copy, then you get the second copy, or whatever. Let us know. We are happy to ship these out whenever we get those emails. So to close, you want to tell them what we're going to read next?
Well, you got it over here?
Yeah.
So we do this every quarter, right? So we've had a first quarter book, which was the Lean Startup.
Yep.
Very
good.
Second quarter book was Start With Why. And so going now into the third quarter is...
This one too.
You got yours?
So we can show all of them.
Cool. That was the first
quarter.
All right, the Lean Startup.
Second quarter.
Bam.
Hey, Start With Why.
All right. And our third quarter book, Built to Last.
Built to Last.
All right, by Jim Collins.
And Jarrett Porras.
All right.
It may just be Porras, but I felt like having
Yeah.
a little bit extra. I don't know why.
We'll be on this. We'll start this week. We'll get into this, and she already has tabs in her
But
book.
the tabs are not for having read those portions. The tabs are to keep us on time, because we got to get through these books in a quarter. But we're reading other things at the same time. So you got to multitask and make sure that you're keeping up with what you need to keep up with. And we're not going to get behind on our business books just because we're reading books for pleasure. We may have a video out for that sooner than you think. Maybe. So yeah, thank y'all for watching. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed. Give us a thumbs up. And check us out on the other platforms, Instagram and Facebook. We're doing things over there. If you're interested in juice, let us know. You can email us or go to our website, thejuiceboxcbd.com. Anything else, babe?
I think that's it.
All right.
Peace, y'all.